I think put 5 solid housewives there, see what
And they
you
have
got.
8 now, right? I think there's 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
8.
too many. It's like even keeping 4, I would love for them to, yeah, I would love for them to keep 4, not 5. But I don't know, maybe Mia you keep over Ashley, but I don't think they would get rid of Ashley. I just don't.
I don't think so.
And I think the thing about like James Kennedy finding his dog back again is, I mean, it was just really nice to watch LVP find his dog, and that wasn't doctored at all. I'm sure that was completely organic, and there was no issues, right, guys? You guys agree, right?
Can I just say, and the thing is, my audience, that's the thing. They're like, you never talk Potomac. It's listen, I am so anti-Potomac.
Oh, we get comments
season.
all the time, yeah.
I watched this past episode closer than I've watched others, and I'm like, okay, maybe I've been too hard, but I haven't been.
No, you haven't been too hard. No, you can go harder.
You haven't. But yeah, to tie it back to what we were discussing, I think that that's going to be one of the biggest hurdles for VPR, and that's probably why we're going to see the editing the way it is. Again, referencing what you talked about earlier, we're seeing a very, very safe Sandoval edit. We're seeing arguably a not great Ariana edit. When they have that confessional of her doing her makeup while she's talking, you know what they're doing. They're trying to set her up like she's bigger than, she's better than, she doesn't have time for this shit. She's doing her makeup. Like they're doing her dirty. So they're clearly trying to push this narrative of trying to get a group together that is cohesive, and she's the outlier.
But isn't that a dangerous game though? Like, are people, the fans aren't going to
Extremely.
fall for that? I mean, we all know where it's going, and we talk about this, and we watch every episode very intently. We know what's going on. We know that Tom's lying through his teeth in every confessional. We know that every scene that he does with one of his fake friends is completely forced and it's not real. And we know what the editing is doing. So we're all talking about that right now. Isn't that a dangerous game for Bravo to play? Can they edit it that way just because they don't agree with what's going on and they feel like Ariana might not be the best fit because now all of a sudden Sandoval is going to be on the outs and we need to make sure that he's back in the group? If we all know that's going to happen and we're pissed off about it, what are they going to do? They can't stop that I mean, they can re-edit all they want, but we'll know what they're doing.
We'll know what they're doing. And it's not like, okay, like if she did get like a 2-year run at Chicago, then it's like, okay, guess what? I'm moving to New York. Like that, okay, is actually believable. But like what, you're just going to announce at the reunion, I have an announcement, I've outgrown this group and I'm going to take some time away from this group. Like it's, you haven't, you're just leaving the show. It's not going to be like a real storyline. Like get a 2-year run on Broadway and be like, I have to move to New York. Like at least we would have believed that. But
true,
her exiting is not going to be like organic. It's going to be like, you're just leaving the show because you're too busy and to be bothered with these children.
Yeah. And, you know, and I'm not out here to like vilify Ariana. I do believe that she is founded in how she's feeling. And I do believe that everything she's expressing is like, she has the right to be like this 100,000%. She never has to bend the knee in any way, shape, or form. She can be resentful, hateful, all of those things. That's fair. I think the problem that we can all agree with, what we've discussed for the most part, is it gets difficult when you put that burden on all of your friends to maintain that same level that you're on for apparently the rest of their lives, as if you want them to stay in your life. And when you draw that line in the sand, that firm line, a lot of times that's going to push people away from you. That's not going to do what you're trying to do, is keep your friends away from this guy that really ruined your life for a long time. And now, you know, you're thriving. So back to what LVP said last week, like she's thriving, she's living her best life. Do we need to continue to ruin Sandoval's life? And again, I'm trying to speak from a place of just watching the show, not from a place of I'm watching this dude out and about and saying all these ridiculous things and on these podcasts being a total prick and a total asshole. And I truly think that he is a narcissist. I don't think that's just a word we're throwing around anymore. I'm just trying to look at it objectively from a show standpoint and a friendship standpoint to what we want to see. I love to see the girls in this group when they get along and they're all vibing and you don't have the shadow of Sandoval hanging over it. And if that's something Ariana doesn't want to do, that's well within her right to not do that. It just puts the show in a precarious position, because how do you go from there then? What do we get from the girls of the group? Because I don't think anybody's rooting for Scheana and Lala turning on Ariana. Like, I don't need to see that. I don't think that's great TV, consider what she's went through. So they're giving us options now of where this show can go. None of them seem super appealing to me. So I guess, where would you take it if you were producing this show and you could move this along in a different direction? What route would we take? What are we going to focus on?
It's an interesting question. No, because what you just said, like now I'm picturing, yeah, I don't think we could see, like we're giving Ariana, we're doing her dirty with a makeup and we're giving Tom Sandoval like a nice edit. But right, I don't think we can watch a season where Scheana and everyone turn on Ariana.
No.
That's not going to be watchable. So that doesn't work. And we can't have another season with I mean, I said this before on my show, the only thing, it doesn't fix the show, but it gets us a season 12 with high ratings. That's 3 stellar seasons. The only thing to me that works is the opening scene showing the heels, panning up, and it's Raquel returning. That is the only thing to me that works. If Raquel doesn't return, the only other thing is Ariana has to go, to me.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then I still don't really know. If you have no Ariana, she leaves. Raquel doesn't come back. I guess what? We're going to watch a season of everybody forgiving Tom. But now what? We're just going to go to the beach and have drinks. And that's still.
Yeah, there's
feels like
nothing
a little
there.
bit of a right. Like, what is there?
Maybe
So-
that's the send-off, like return to Sir. The originals return to Sir for one last hurrah, and then we send them off into the sunset. Maybe that's the route.
They'll never do that.
They're not going to unless their
No.
hand is forced. Like,
No,
they're getting
there has to be
ratings.
like 3 or 4 straight really bad seasons for them to actually consider canceling it at this point. But
They've got a long leash.
I honestly, I think it may have been a mistake to pick up the camera so soon. I think you and I understand the appeal of let's pick them up and we want to get the raw emotions. We want people to be pissed off. But when you think about it, it doesn't give you great TV because people are still pissed off. They don't know how to feel. They're still working through everything. They haven't talked to Sandoval in so long. Maybe, yeah, picking up the cameras forced him to come back into the fold so you can see him talk to everybody. But at the same time, nobody really knows how to feel. And Ariana's still pissed off. Like, we're seeing her now. And yeah, we saw her, during her whole revenge tour and everything that was going on. We're seeing her now thrive. And she's probably a lot happier right now. She might actually be better on TV right now. If they picked up cameras when they were supposed to a couple months down the road, we might have a better product out there. Instead, we've just got this mismatch of people that don't really know how to feel, and LVP trying to direct them in whatever direction is good for the show. I think it could have been a mistake. I understand again why they did it, but I think in hindsight, it's very easy to say it was not the right move.
Yeah. And I think if they waited, at least it would have, right, like to your point, set it up then for the future. Like it would have been more fluid and we wouldn't have wanted to wait and they would have missed out on the cash cow, but it would have been a better move for the future because we would have seen something. Like the 3 scenarios, those are the only 3 scenarios I can think of. Like if Ariana leaves and Raquel doesn't come back, that is not the solution to me because I don't know what's there. It's like at least Raquel coming back. I'm not like a huge Ariana hater and Raquel fan. I'm just saying that is what makes the most sense to me because yeah, then Ariana's not going to be there. It's just somebody's going to eventually work with her. I mean, it was longer time and it'll just be more fluid. I don't know. And you probably